Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to Spill Sesh. Another day, another hype house drama. Can we believe it? Yeah, we can, because we all saw this coming, especially with how trash Team 10 was. We all knew that clout houses just very much cause problems. So all I have to say is, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the saga, I've been posting a lot of videos in the past week about what has been going on, and today we have a whole lot to get into because Thomas has responded to Daisy Keach's video where she spills the tea on the hype house. We are going to get into all of this because he posted the video, The Real Truth About the Hype House, and to be honest, you guys, as much as there's always like two sides to every story, there's details that always get twisted, but ultimately I found a lot of whoopsies in Thomas's story, and everything that he tried to use receipts for ended up backfiring. So let's get into it. In his video, he is just you can tell he is not happy with Daisy. He's using her video and trying to basically like deflect everything that she is saying, and he is providing receipts, but like I said, we're going to debunk a lot of them, so I don't think that most of them actually play out in his favor. Listen guys, I went into this with an open mind. When I first saw that the hype house was becoming a thing, I was like, I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to know any of these people, but here we are. After seeing both sides and the receipts and everything, also seeing videos of proof of how Thomas has been treating other members of the house, like the video I posted yesterday where he told Dixie that she couldn't eat unless she posted content. I mean, that in itself, it just tells you. So watching Thomas's video, I really wanted to see, is he the dictator that everyone says he is in the hype house? And I mean, he was really trying to deflect. So in the beginning, he's talking about his friendship with Daisy and how he started working for her when he got kicked out of Team 10 and how he was working for her for free. But then he said that living in LA is very expensive and she was only paying him $200 and something a week. And I was like, I thought you were working for free. Like, what? Okay, all right. That was interesting. He said that on his own, he started working with other people like Alex, and he went down to Carlsbad. He started taking pictures of Chase, always had this idea to build a clout house, and Alex came up with the name. And apparently when he described it, Chase and him put down the most money for the house. And when it came down to putting the deposit down for the house, there was Chase putting down $31,000. He was putting down $15,000, and Daisy was going to give them $18,000. So he says that Alex and Cover were never a part of the co-founder list, nothing like that. But it's really crazy because Daisy is telling a different story. She's saying that her and Chase both put down the same amount, and Alex, Cover, and Thomas put down $5,000, and they are all co-founders, the five of them. And there's even a photo from the first time they ever did a New York Times interview of the five of them together, which I assumed was just like proof that the five of them were the ones that started this thing and put down money because they were all together. But according to Thomas, that was a different story, although I'm just gonna say, if he's complaining about having to work for free and only making $200 something, where'd you get $15,000 from? So I don't know, that's a little confusing, but that's something that is a little off. I'm like, I don't know who's telling the truth there. But as we get into it, he's talking about how Daisy, just put down money for the house, but that doesn't mean she put down money towards the hype house as a business. And I'm just going to flat out say, y'all wanted a house so you could make the hype house. She didn't put money down because she was like, oh yeah, a fun place to live. She put down money because there was intent to make it a business. That makes her a co-founder in the place, the start, the beginning of whatever the hype house was going to be. It's unfortunate that there were no contracts signed at that moment. They weren't being super business oriented about it. But it's, this is how it started. And I believe that if you're putting down money for the house and the house is the whole business, it's literally in the name, that she deserves to be called a co-founder. So I don't know what Thomas was trying to say, that she was only putting down money for the first and last month's rent, and that doesn't mean she's a co-founder. Okay, sure. You put down $18,000 towards something and tell me you're not going to be a part of it. Okay. So as we go on, I truly just feel like Daisy felt as though there was no structure, there was no organization, Nothing businessy was happening, and Thomas was focusing on getting the followers, getting the attention, the interviews, all this stuff, which, it is very important. He is being a manager like he calls himself to be, but it's also very important to secure your business assets so nobody can steal the name The Hype House. Nobody can sell fake merchandise. I mean, this is a very good thing that she was trying to do by trademark The Hype House name. I do understand that her doing that on her own might not look right to the other co-founders, but she went to Thomas and said, this is something that we have to do, and he took 2 months to do it later. It seemed like the reason why she filed the trademark under her own name in the first place was because there was no Hype House LLC created yet, and she had become so frustrated with the fact that there was no business organization at all in the Hype House that she decided she was just going to step in and take over before they got the name stolen by someone else. Yes, they should have done it as a team, but why weren't they more efficient about it? If they were all so upset that she filed it in January, why did they wait until March to do their own? I'm just a little confused by that. And I mean, whose name is under the Hype House LLC? Thomas. Thomas is trying to make it seem like Daisy wasn't working hard towards the Hype House. She wasn't posting any pictures with any of the other members. She wasn't really doing TikToks. All of this stuff. She wasn't going to the press events. This is what he was saying about her. And meanwhile, in the little corner, you guys, the recommended video for me was a video of Daisy promoting the Hype House. So I just couldn't even handle that. He said that he sent out a text message about all of the upcoming press schedule dates that they had, and they had the Today Show. Tuesday they had Entertainment Tonight, and then they had Forbes. Now, I mean, I don't know if this was like when they went to Entertainment Tonight in the studio, or if this was when Entertainment Tonight came to the house, but Daisy was there for Entertainment Tonight. She was also there for the New York Times interview, and I just have to say, it's really ridiculous for him to come and say that she wasn't doing anything for the Hype House when literally the recommended video is her getting interviewed about the Hype House and doing like a tour. So Thomas, the YouTube algorithm is not on your side. I just don't understand how he can say that Daisy put down this money, and that doesn't mean she's a co-founder, but it means that him and Chase are. That just makes no sense to me. Now, the craziest part to me is when Thomas tries to talk about the fact that Daisy was saying he was super controlling and that he was not letting anybody have access to the email so they could see where brand deals were coming from, if the Hype House was making money, all this stuff. And she said that Thomas had control of everything, right? Well, Thomas is out here saying that he is on those emails, but their agency, who they are signed with, is the one that has access to the emails, and nobody else should have access to the emails. Now, the crazy thing is he decided to include some of these receipts. And these are text messages between him and Daisy. First thing I'm going to say is this entire conversation is about Daisy and her lawyer and how they want access to the emails. So these are the text messages. She said, "Can you send me the login, please?" He said, "That account is set up for reps and I'm only on it as the Hype House manager. Whenever anything comes in for anyone, it will be forwarded directly to them. Then what's the issue with giving the username and password? I'm not going to respond. I want to look through it because I don't want someone like looking through it and he looks through yours. Random. He's trying to help you, Thomas, so please don't act like that. Our business, the Hype House, is a mess on the business side, an absolute mess. We need structure. Harry Abrams even said he doesn't want any part in it until there's more structure. That's a sign something needs to happen. Don't forget about everything Blank has done to help. Also feel sketched out you won't give me the passwords to things. This is what it's like when you have co-founders. You wouldn't have been able to start this without me, Alex, and Chase." Oop, 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 oop. Okay, here we go. He's not involved with the Hype House though. I appreciate anything he's done, but I didn't ask for any of that, and I'm not going to give him unlimited access to our email. We're working on structure, and Alex and Covert and Chase and everyone knows everything that's been going on. You have been gone a lot, so you might have missed out on things, but everyone is all on the same page. He doesn't represent the Hype House, therefore he doesn't need to be logged in. It's your responsibility to fill me in. Start a group text with all the co-founders. Do we know what is up? He doesn't represent anyone. He doesn't represent me even. He's not an agent. I've already told you that WME is the only agency we're working with. Until this trademark BS is figured out, there's nothing else we can do for the Hype House. Did you not listen to Blink? It's all figured out. Everything is actually under my name. In the second set of text messages that he shared, it says Harry Abrams even said he doesn't want any part in it until there's more structure. This is a talent agency. So, Thomas is out here saying that the only person that has access to their emails is their talent agency. And it turns out in these text messages, it literally looks like they don't even have a talent agency yet, which means Thomas is the only one that has access to the emails. So I'm not understanding why he won't give them to Daisy and her lawyer. Thomas is out here saying that he was sketched out by Daisy and her lawyer, and that's why he didn't want to give the email. But I'm saying, what are you hiding? If you were to give them the email, they shouldn't find anything sketchy, right? So why not give it to them and prove them wrong? Unless you actually are hiding brand deals and making money off the Hype House and not sharing the money with other people. Also in this, you can clearly see that they are calling each other co-founders. They are talking about Alex, Covert, and Chase and him as co-founders, when in the beginning of the video, he said it was literally him, Daisy, and Chase that put money down, and that a deposit didn't mean anything as a co-founder. But here they are calling each other co-founders. So if he was upset about her calling herself a co-founder, why didn't he just tell her right in these text messages, you're not a co-founder, stop worrying about all this stuff? It's not like he was disagreeing with her about that. He just didn't want her or her lawyer to have access to these emails. In the last set of text messages, they're talking about WME as the only agency they're working with. So I doubt if they're talking to another agency, they have another agency looking through their emails. That just seems a little weird, especially if you're going to end up firing this agency and start working with Harry Abrams' agency. Now, at the end, he says that the music video, this is what Daisy claimed to be the breaking point of the fact that she wanted to move out and all of this stuff, and she got kicked out. Although Thomas is saying that she had moved out before the music video, and the reason why people were in her room was because that was no longer her room. He said that they all voted to kick her out of the Hype House after the fact of the music video, after she apparently had already moved out. And I'm just like, why did she feel like she had to move out in the first place? Like, were you isolating her? Why were you not making her feel welcome? There were obvious issues, and obviously the things that Daisy was feeling at the time led her to move out. And that is the issue with the Hype House, is that why are members wanting to leave? That's the problem. It's not the timeline of whatever, the music video happened, why was she upset, she knew about it, blah, blah, blah. But it's the point that people like the Hype House. They like the idea of it. They like the people that live there. But when they hear that somebody isn't being treated right, that's when they don't like something. I honestly think that Tom is focused on trying to prove Daisy wrong in a lot of things and clock her lies and build this timeline, when in the end, all that matters is that people want to know if the Hype House is something that they should support or not. If the people are being treated well, if the people are nice, if their people are something that they want to support and give their money to. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if Daisy Keech was moved out during the music video or not. It's the point that she moved out in the first place and you guys voted her out of the house. And she put money down to start it. And you guys made her feel just so terrible to the point that she was pushed to hang out with her own friends and leave. That is the point. She probably felt unwanted and frustrated by the fact that there was no organization. You can hear the frustration when she is texting Thomas that the business side of everything is not organized. I mean, it's clear as day. If you're forcing Dixie to make TikToks so she can eat a meal, that doesn't feel like a place where you could feel free to speak your mind and stuff, especially if Daisy was speaking her mind and trying to help the business side and ended up getting shunned and kicked out. That's not a place where I want to be supporting. He also ended it by saying that nobody is under contract and that they can leave anytime they want. And honestly, not being under contract sounds very messy on the business side, because of how are you going to divide the money? He's saying that they actually are making money, and I want to know, are the members getting paid? Because he's saying no, everything that the Hype House makes goes back into the business. So that means that you're a Hype House member and you're making no money? Interesting. What about these merch sales? Let's get into that, Thomas. What a mess. I want to know if you guys watched Thomas's video, how you guys feel about it. Are you Team Daisy or are you Team Thomas? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.